I'd like to call this June 21st Common Council meeting to order. It is 6 p.m. on June 21st. Pledge of Allegiance, Councilwoman Laura Cutler.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, Clerk Treasurer Porte.
Councilwoman Konechny.
Present.
Councilwoman West.
Here.
Councilwoman Cutler.
Present.
Councilman Frankie.
Present.
Councilwoman Ficus.
Present.
Councilman Vincent.
Here.
Councilman Galloway.
Here.
All present.
Approval of minutes. Do I have a motion?
Motion to approve.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Petitions and comments of citizens. I do have one from Sierra Sue Jesh, who would like to recall this, but maybe you'd like to come make a statement. And Detective Ferguson, if you're out there, yes, Sue Jesh, if you'd like to come up, just in case we need you, Detective. I mean, not to keep Sue in line, but to possibly respond, so go ahead.
Okay, thank you. My name is Sierra Sue Jesh, and I live on Jefferson Avenue. My question was, did we have the security cameras on the police officers yet? Last time I had talked to somebody, which was over a year ago, that we hadn't. But the mayor assured me that we do have them, the officers are using them, and I am very happy because it not only protects the city for liability, it protects the police officers, and will help with the prosecution of those that break our laws. So that's my comment.
Detective Ferguson, not to put you on the spot, but would you like to comment on the body cams? And I've seen personally, Sue, a couple instances where they've shown the facts of what really happened, and sorry,
No, that's okay.
Detective, but
Yes, we did implement the body cams last year, and since we've done that, number one, complaints against our officers have gone way down, because now they know that they have to be held accountable for the accusations that they're making. Second, just in terms of like evidentiary value, we go to a burglary, or we go to a battery or something like that where there's evidence there on the spot, we can pick that up on our body cams, and that's, I mean, that kind of information is invaluable. So yeah.
I knew it'd be a help, I just wanted to make sure our officers have that help for them.
Yes, ma'am. Yep. All of our officers, everyone on our department, including myself, are issued body cams.
Great.
So, yep.
and it is public record, so people can view
Yes, sir.
if need be.
Yep.
Thank you.
Absolutely.
Thank you, Detective.
You're welcome.
Appreciate it.
Thanks.
This is the only comment from the public I have. Anybody else? Or Mr. Galloway? Councilman?
No, I don't have a comment at all. I just winking at you.
We'll leave that there. Would anybody from the public like to speak? Mr. England, I assume?
No.
Would you like to speak? Because you had concern, please come forward.
How did you know who I was?
I just had Detective Ferguson being here let me know, so.
And how did he know who I was? I have no idea. No, I was just, I'm just gonna bring up a couple things.
Please.
The kayak launch, I don't know how the money was appropriated, where it came from. There were some suggestions brought to me. I just bought a kayak not long ago. Is that just for handicap?
Well, and remember, this is not a question and answer period, but you're welcome to make your statements.
Okay. I think there's something that can be done a little differently
In
with
3
that.
minutes or less. Sorry about
Yeah.
that.
There needs to be some, I don't know what their further arrangements are for where they got the concrete thing. I don't know exactly what that's all about. I know they've got barricades up there. I don't know, is that for, I have no idea. I can't ask questions, so I'll just state. They need to put some nice, clean, maybe some white sand in that area. When you take your kayak out of your vehicle, I know it's not a big deal to most people, but just in the short time that I've used mine, the gouges and stuff from the stones and rocks that you have to drag it across, because I'm a single guy now, so when I get my kayak out, I have to drag it. And dragging it on the concrete's like sandpaper, dragging it through the gravel is like, knives gouging the, or whatever, the bottom of the thing. The other thing I was just gonna, I was hoping I could ask this question because it was something I thought that could be brought up. The old campgrounds, is anybody familiar with the old campgrounds at Stone Lake?
Yeah. Yep, I remember.
I just can't understand why they can't clean that up. I'm guessing the reason they closed it, and I don't know, I camped there when I was a kid. Our families did. Why they can't clean that up is it maybe because the water levels were so up and down at that time, and maybe they had issues with that. If not, maybe they could just take their time, have the teams, the woodcutters and stuff, go in and clean that up, open it back up to the public for maybe tent camping, primitive camping, put some picnic tables in there, some cookout things. That was just a suggestion I was gonna make, and I won't even bring up the others till later.
No, that was between the channel
Councilman
and
Galloway.
Cummings Lodge.
Yeah, they put that new
Oh,
bridge in.
jeez, that was a long time ago, man.
Very long, and they've got it blocked off. I mean, like, they don't want nobody in there, like there's a contamination in there or something, which I don't wanna make anything, get anything started. I'm just trying to figure out why they don't want nobody back there. And if there's not really a big deal, why they can't clean that up between Cummings Lodge and the channel and open the road back up in there where you can, a tent camp, maybe a pop-up camping on down or something to that effect. And, I think that would be a big thing for LaPorte.
And Mr. England, can you state your name officially and your address and a phone number if you care so that Mark Schreiber, our Park Department Superintendent, can update you on this?
Sure. Steve England, 2358 North, 150 East, LaPorte,
And the best number to reach you if you care to share that?
325-0353.
Thank
Area
you.
code 219.
Thank you very
Sir?
Okay,
much.
thanks very much.
Can I interject?
Carol
Sir,
Councilwoman Ficus.
you could also come to a park board meeting. You could also come to a park board meeting and speak during public comment there, and then Mark Schreiber would be there. That's at the park office, and the next one is July 21st. It's a Wednesday, 4 o'clock.
This Wednesday?
No, July 21st, 4 o'clock. They're once a month.
Any other comments from the public? Hearing none, we're going to now move to standing committee reports. Councilman Frankie?
Thank you, Mayor. The Police Commission met last Tuesday, June 8th, or maybe that wasn't last Tuesday. A nomination for an award of Medal of Distinguished Service was presented for Patrol Specialist Brandon Wilkerson. This was in regards to an April call, which I believe they spoke to us about, but it involved a domestic call where suspect came out of his house with a loaded rifle pointed at them, and he was able to disarm him peacefully, which I commend him. I probably wouldn't have been able to do the same, and I couldn't imagine being in those shoes. So job well done to him. And Tyler Knotts, a transfer from the Gary Police Department, was approved by the commission to be officially hired into the department. The school board will meet on July 12th, 6 p.m., Educational Services Center. The Diversity and Inclusion Committee meets on this Thursday, the 24th, here in Council Chambers at 5 p.m., and the Redevelopment Commission will meet next Wednesday, the 30th, at 5:15 p.m. here in Council Chambers. That's all I've got.
Councilwoman Ficus.
Park Board met on June 16th. They welcomed Joe Alt, who is the new board member replacing Drew Mullen. The Lake Fest 2021 schedule has been announced. There are lots of amazing events taking place Friday, July 30th through Sunday, August 1st throughout our parks and downtown, including concerts, volleyball tournaments, downtown dance, kayak, sunset paddles, a Venetian boat race or parade, a 5K run. Approval was given for overnight security and off-road parking at Soldiers Memorial Park and Fox Park on the 30th and 31st. Permission was once again granted to allow Fox Park to remain open past 10 p.m. during the annual Firefighters Rock the Park, taking place this Saturday. Mark Schreiber recognized Pam Carroll at the meeting for organizing the night bike rides, art camps, all of the sports activities, and the movie nights in the park. He thanked her and her staff for all of their incredible work.
And then due to the 4th of July holiday weekend, moving our next council meeting to Tuesday, July 6th, the July Traffic Commission meeting has been moved to July 13th, 6 PM at the police station.
Councilman Vincent.
Nothing further to add?
Councilman Galloway.
Well, the Mayor's Veterans Committee on June 12th had the brick dedication. There had to be 200 people there. It was a great showing. A lot of people came, even the mayor came. It was good. It really had an outpouring and a good show of, what do you want to call it?
Support.
Support, right, for the veterans and all the bricks, and it was really a good day.
We are a community that supports the veterans that protect and fight for our freedom. Councilwoman Cutler.
The UEA will meet this week, Wednesday, at 4 PM. They rescheduled from their meeting last week, so it's a change in what I announced last time. Thank you.
Councilwoman West.
Nothing to report at this time?
Councilwoman Konechny.
Historic Preservation Commission. The HPC met on Tuesday, June 15th. Topics of conversation were as follows. The commission received a revised copy of the Indiana Landmarks Residential and Commercial Design Guidelines specifically for local designation for the city of LaPorte. The commission members stated that the document will be a great tool for both current homeowners with a historic designation and a great roadmap for those homeowners that might be interested in getting their property locally designated. The commission tabled final approval of the draft until the document is complete with logos and illustrations. They hope to have the complete document finalized by the end of the summer. The HPC is in the process of creating a coloring book geared towards 3rd and 4th graders highlighting designated properties in the city of LaPorte. The coloring book will provide a property or a history on the property, on each property. While the coloring book is geared towards elementary school students, it's bound to be fun for people of all ages. The HPC will next meet on Tuesday, July 20th at 5:30 in council chambers. The Tree Commission. The Tree Commission met on Thursday, June 17th at 5 p.m. Topics of conversation were as follows. The Tree Commission manned a booth at the LaPorte Farmers Market 2 weeks ago. They said that the visitors were very inquisitive and supportive about the trees in general and our city's street trees. The commission will make their next appearance at the Farmers Market on July 17th, where their theme will be Stump Steve, our local certified arborist. Number 2, the city of LaPorte is actively accepting applications and performing interviews for seasonal part-time tree workers. We are offering competitive pay and a fun and safe work environment. Proper training will be provided to those who are hired. The next Tree Commission meeting is scheduled for Thursday, July 15th at 5 p.m. in council chambers. The Airport Authority. The Airport Authority met on Wednesday, June 9th at 5:15 via Zoom. Topics of conversation were as following. Gary Wilson from the FHA confirmed receipt of the forecast sent for review on behalf of the airport's master plan and runway reorientation. This is the next step in creating the master plan for approval. Lead time for review can take up to 6 months, but we are hopeful that it'll be reviewed sooner. Fuel sales continue to remain strong as we lead into June. In May, we sold over 9,300 gallons of jet fuel. To put fuel sales into perspective, in 2019, as of June, year-to-date sales were over 18,000 gallons of fuel. Year-to-date totals for June 2021, the airport has sold over 26,000 gallons of fuel. We are 44% ahead of year-to-date projections. You'll note that 2020 was removed from these stats as the global pandemic took precedence. Finally, later in this meeting, I will introduce an ordinance on behalf of the Airport Authority asking to make an additional appropriation for the cumulative building fund. The airport has been presented with potential opportunities that were not foreseeable last year. Therefore, these funds, while liquid and available, were not included in the 2021 budget. The Airport Authority will meet next on Wednesday, July 14th, in person at 5:15 at the airport. End of report.
And I will tell you, the momentum must be happening because of the amount of corporate jets that have flown over my home in the past 3 weeks, and I'm sure it's your home as well,
Sure.
Of what's going on. So we appreciate that and are excited for even more.
Your Honor, may I
Councilwoman Ficus.
May I amend my report? I said that the firefighters Rock the Park was happening this Saturday. It's actually July 24th. Sorry about that.
So
Thank you, Councilman Frankie, for pointing that out.
we would know that Tim would, or Councilman Frankie would know that date, so we appreciate that.
Never
So,
miss a chance to
sorry.
support
Yeah.
our firefighters.
Anybody to
That's
show
right.
up this Saturday and not be there, so
Great, so that will be July
July 24th, Saturday, July 24th.
24th, but do not confuse that with the Mayor's Ball, which is October 9th, for all of those interested individual and parties. Okay. 4th of July, Capital of the Day Proclamation. And when you hear the statement, "It takes a village," this is definitely an example of that. With us this evening are Joy and Dawn Ziegler. Joy and Dawn, if you would come forward, as well as Drum Osborne, head of Kiwanis. And I will tell you this. We are so fortunate because LaPorte is known for the 4th of July parade, and more importantly, as a part of that day, we are the capital for the day in the state of Indiana. And we're so excited, and I'm going to ask Annette Leffler, who I've called the glue, or basically the chief of staff for our city hall, for my office, that is relentless to make sure the city of LaPorte continued its capital of a day announcement. And while we could not meet with Governor Holcomb downstate, or we relentlessly tried to get him to come up here for either the 4th of July parade or this proclamation, we're glad to have the three of you here because you are the difference makers for our 4th of July parade, for our community members. And Annette, if you would come forward, please. As I read this proclamation, it certainly would not have happened without Annette. So I will read this. The State of Indiana, Executive Department, Indianapolis, Proclamation. Please come forward. To all to whom these present may come greetings. Whereas July 4th is a day set aside for celebration and renewed dedication to the principles of our priceless American heritage, and whereas the mantle of responsibility for the continuation of our free nation rests on the shoulders of every American citizen, and whereas the strength and progress of our nation will remain strong only through continued vigilance, education, and commitment to the preservation of our precious national legacy of liberty and justice for all, and whereas, as citizens of the 19th state to be admitted to the Union, Hoosiers are enthusiastic participants and celebrants of this National Day of Independence, and whereas Kiwanis LaPorte seek to encourage such recognition and respect for the traditions and principles of our American heritage by sponsoring an annual celebration of our National Declaration of Independence. Now, therefore, I, Eric J. Holcomb, Governor of the State of Indiana, do hereby proclaim July 4th, 2021 as LaPorte as capital for the day in the state of Indiana, and invite all citizens to duly note this occasion. By the Governor, Eric Holcomb. Hoorah! So I'm going to have Annette, who did the work, present this to each of you, and we're all going to take a nice photo together because we love that. Let's get, Amanda, can we get a photo of this, please? Of the three of them being presented, and then we'll get in it after.
Okay.
I'd like for these three here out of the way. Annette, get over there, please. And Joy, would you like to comment after texting me every day for 2 weeks? Are we going to have proclamation to be the capital of the day? What does this mean to you and Drum Osborne from the Kiwanis?
It's an honor. It's an honor to continue that tradition. I'm very thankful that Annette was relentless and got that done. It's such a late in the game for that. So all of LaPorte should be proud of it. It's been a tradition for a long time, and it should show all of us what that means and what it means to the state. They keep giving it to us, and we do have the largest parade in the state of Indiana, and we will once again this year.
Right on.
And
Yeah.
again, just to back that up, and Drum to officially thank Kiwanis. I mean, that was the thing when, I know, Tom, when we spoke to you, we needed to have that entity to kind of fall back on, and you've done it tenfold. I mean, absolutely. That's what it took to get it going in 6 weeks. We're down to the wire.
Plenty of time.
Plenty of time. Right?
Drum, if you wouldn't have brought Kiwanis to the table, this wouldn't be here as well, so thoughts?
Just real quickly, just very honored to be considered to step up and work with the Zigglers to bring a great parade to LaPorte. And it's a very tight time frame, and I will say besides the Zigglers and the Kiwanis Club, the community has stepped up loud and clear, from individual volunteers to corporate sponsors, all of whom have said, we want to make sure the parade continues. And based on what we've done today or so far, it will be a great parade, and so I'm looking forward to it.
This rolls the net, come on back. We're gonna put you in center stage.
Here we go again.
Yes, here we go again.
I get to stand next to all the tall guys.
Well, we can get you a box to stand on or something, I mean.
If this is gonna be a,
I don't get a footstool.
I usually sneak in the back.
About this high?
That's what I do now.
Special day in LaPorte. Bertie, taking one or just sitting? Yes.
You got an iPhone now, Bert.
One, two, three. Got it. Thank you.
Thank you, everybody.
All right.
And John, before we consider the airport language in the bill coming up, do we have a float?
That's what Ed was telling me just before the meeting.
I thought that's what he was.
he's like, wait, I wasn't paying attention, what's going on?
We got 4 units out of the VFW coming.
That's awesome.
My truck in it, so. You go to Michigan City Parade on.
No, I had a conference that day.
Guess they had pretty good, they did pretty good, I guess.
Great.
Councilman Vincent, second and final reading.
Honorable Mayor, I'd like to make a motion for a second and final reading of an ordinance by title only.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Discussion.
There's a discussion.
Hearing none. All those in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Councilwoman Konechny, public hearing and introduction of an ordinance.
No.
Do you want him to read it?
Excuse me, Mayor.
By
I-
title?
Point of order.
Title.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Read the ordinance and then it.
I forgot, so if we could add in, yes, Councilman Vincent, if you could read the ordinance that
Thank
we
you,
just
Mayor.
passed.
So this is an ordinance amending section 94-322 of the Municipal Code of the City of LaPorte, Indiana, placing stop signs on Lakeshore Drive and Chestnut Street.
Thank you. Do I have a motion to approve?
So moved?
Do I have a second?
You threw me off, too.
So I do have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All those in favor state by saying aye again.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion passes 7-0. Councilwoman Konechny.
Your Honor, I move to introduce an ordinance read for the first time in its entirety.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. All those in favor state by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Councilwoman Konechny.
Ordinance approving additional appropriation for LaPorte Municipal Airport Authority. Whereas it has been determined it is now necessary to appropriate more money than was originally appropriated in the annual budget. Now, therefore, Section 1, be it ordained by the City of LaPorte Common Council of LaPorte Municipal Airport Authority, LaPorte County, that for the expenses of the taxing unit, the following additional sums of money are hereby appropriated out of the funds named for the purposes specified, subject to the laws governing the same. Fund name, Special Airport Cumulative Building Fund. Amount requested, capital outlays, $150,000. Amount approved by fiscal body, capital outlays, $150,000. Total for Special Airport Cumulative Building Fund, $150,000 requested, and amount approved by fiscal body, $150,000. End of ordinance.
Thank you. I do have Ed Volk here from the airport. Ed, would you like to come forward just to state briefly what these funds are being used for?
Thank you, Mayor, members of the council. This is a rather straightforward request. As you know, public entities cannot expend funds unless they have two things. They've got to have the money in the bank, and they've got to have permission from the state of Indiana. we got the money in the bank, but we don't have the permission because of last year during the pandemic, we did not foresee the opportunity to spend these funds this year. So that's why we're here tonight, asking you to approve this ordinance, and then we can be hopefully send it down to the DLGF. They would be expected to approve, and we will then proceed. Anybody has any specific questions, I'd be happy to answer.
Questions for Mr. Volk? Mr. Volk, would you like to introduce friends of the airport that are with you this evening?
Certainly. Dale Fisher is the Secretary of the Airport, been on the board about 10 years now. And Jim Sharon is our treasurer. He's been, how long? For a long time now, 15 years or so. Jim has been 28.
Wow.
A long time.
Time flies.
Yeah, and his good work in keeping the book straight is really very important to our being able to proceed forward. So thanks for Jim's help.
Thank you. I'd like to now open up for a public hearing. I will now open the public hearing. Is there anybody from the public that would like to speak on this matter?
Mayor, I will say before that, we do have proof of publication that we received from Attorney Bill Nelson on behalf of the Airport Authority. Affidavit of publication on June 11th, 2021 with the LaPorte Herald Argus, or with, oh boy, LaPorte County Herald Dispatch, sorry. And June 10th in the regional news, which is circulated here in LaPorte County.
Again, anybody from the public would like to speak on this matter? With that, I will now close the public hearing. Is there any council discussion? Hearing none, we will move this to the first meeting in July.
Which is July 6th, Tuesday, July 6th, because we're closed on the 5th. Is that correct?
Yes.
Tuesday, July 6th at 6 p.m. Other business we will move to, and I would just like to thank our communications director, Jess Bruder, for stepping up and putting on together a great event, the 50 Cruise In, this past Friday evening. The number has been discussed, over 2,000 people from our community that really enjoyed themselves and had a great time as the summer of fun begins and opens up. We will now move to the 4th of July parade and then Lake Fest at the last weekend in July from, I think, Thursday evening through Sunday. A full round of events, but again, the 50s cruise, if that's any indication of what our summer's going to be like, we're in for a good time. So anybody like to speak on the cruise-in or any other items?
Motion to adjourn.
I have a motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second.
We are adjourned. Thank you.